As you can see, the 6-speed gearbox has similar mounting to the W208 gearbox. If I were put the CLK mount here, you can see that holes don't really line up, because this mount is a bit wider, and this new mount fits perfectly. So I'll have to make this work with the plate. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this plate. This is from 190E 5-speed manual plate, and this is the one I got, and I'm not sure what this came out of. Also, I noticed that the gearbox wouldn't go up enough. It was hitting the roof of the tunnel, and actually it was not hitting the roof of the tunnel, but this guy here. This is just a rubber piece that goes above the gearbox. It goes above the gearbox into that oval hole. I'm not sure if I will have enough room for the shifter up there, but I'll just have to make it work. When I bolt the shifter up on the gearbox, I'll see how much room I need here. I might be able to just hammer it up, or I'll cut it. I'll see that when I get the shifter screwed up there. Now that the gearbox is up, it is pressing the shifter's frame up against the tunnel. If the engine is still tilted back, meaning the gearbox is still too low, I can get some more room if I modify the tunnel a bit. Well, it has been a while, and I have clearanced the tunnel. You can't really see, but there is about 20 millimeters more space here. So all this from here to here has been pushed up, and I have cut a hole. I will now assemble the shifter frame. I will bolt it up to the transmission, and I'll see if it fits. It fits like this when the gearbox is down, but when I lift the gearbox up, as you can see, it still hits here. So I will have to make this a bit larger. I have bolted everything up. This frame, I still have to think of something to mount this, but as it seems from down here, this will work. And I put the new mount on the gearbox, and I bolted the plate, the 5-speed manual plate from 190E. This is the one I had with CLK transmission, and it looks like I will be able to use it on here as well. I just need to modify this a bit to receive the new mount. I've bolted this up just because I want to try to shift it. I'm gonna get in the car and I'll try shifting it. It was important to have the shifter closer to me, so I definitely got that. The thing I'm noticing the most, the shifter sits a bit tilted to the right. I can adjust that on the linkage, and I will adjust that. And let's try to shift it. I'm gonna hold this shifter up and I'll try to shift it. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and reverse. As I was looking at this shifter hole, I thought to myself, well, this plate, I have another one. So this is the one that was mounted to this CLK gearbox, and I was trying to fit this one to the new mount, but I remembered I have another plate just like that from a 5-speed manual 190E. Let me just unscrew this. Okay, so there you can see this one has some random holes and cutout in the middle, and this one is still original. And I will make the mount from this one. When I press this against here, you can see the holes are just a bit mismatched. So if I can bolt it up here, but it pushes the mount forward. So I will slot these 4 holes forward so I can bolt this plate a bit backwards, and that will allow this mount to sit just in here like this. I have slotted the holes. Okay, so this is pretty much as far as it goes. I will cut this out and probably weld a new plate in there and drill the holes and stuff. This mount has this radius, and I was thinking how to get around that. Do I bend the sheet metal around this or what? So I thought to use this. This is a 5mm thick steel. So I was thinking about making 2 strips on this, 2 strips to which the mount will bolt. So I was thinking about using these 2 outer holes and this one, and I would weld those strips in here. So I would cut this out, this square, and weld 1 strip here, but from underside, and cut a bit here and weld the other strip. So the mount would bolt into those strips, and they would be a bit recessed into the plate, so when everything is bolted up, the bolt heads don't stick out too much. I have now cut these two strips, so I have to cut this up a bit. This is what I got for now. I have cut this plate up, and now this other strip comes from below and will weld in like this. Like this, and the mount will sit like this. I'll make it so it can be adjusted left and right, so I will slot the holes in the strips. And now I just have to check if the height of this is as it should be. I have tacked this strip in, so you see how it sits, and the other one I modified a bit. As you can see, I took down both ends, so this one will go in here from the top, and it will sit in here like this. It will sit like this. So this is flat with the plate, and this is also flat with the plate. So the gearbox is down, and I can see here that the drive shaft is approximately the right height. Now I'm just gonna tack this up, and I'm gonna weld it off the car. And here it is, all welded up. I purposely left this hole and these holes right here for the water to come out. And yeah, I was not really satisfied with the weld I had right here, so I ground it all down and re-welded it. The gearbox is now just resting on the plate. Yeah, I'll get this cleaned up, and I'll still have to drill holes for the mount to bolt in. So yesterday I stopped by my workplace and I made these slots, and I took off this weld a bit for the bolts to sit right. You can see when I put this mount in here, all holes line up, and I have some adjustability left and right. So this is how the mount looks all bolted up. The gearbox sits a bit high, just a few millimeters, but it will be fine when everything is bolted up. When I got this bolted up, I put in the shifter, bolted it up, and propped it from here so it is solid. And I got in the car, I tried to shift the gearbox. It worked fine, but when I put in the center console back in, yeah, I'll insert that clip now.